Dun da da dun da da. And now we have the copyright. Yay!
Now we have stage right.
Huh?
Nothing.
Now he has stage fright.
No. Don't be scared. Only like 2 people show up, and I think they're both bots.
I'm putting other bots just to make sure we're not doing poor.
Look at that pussy.
Look at that.
No.
Look at that twiggy pussy.
It's funny because Top and Center's twig. And now that we're burning in hell,
My character's already doing that. What are you talking about?
and we've scared off anyone who might possibly be watching. Excuse me. Does anyone want to do a previously recap for our beautiful, beautiful folk?
While it looks like we beat the shit out of a little kid, we did not.
They
He
can't
passed
see.
out from exhaustion.
They can't see the map in the stream. Like literally, all the stream is a still image of Cauldron. It's not even the image of Cauldron you see. It's this, 3/4 side view, black and white image with your character art over the top of it. I'm not going to share the screen. I have literally half of the campaign prepped, and like there's stuff in late campaign that's on these same maps because it's like generic Cauldron locations that you just go to later.
So,
So those spoilers.
Yeah, like if I were to stream it, then they would see everything. They'd see all the hidden tokens. They'd see everything. That's why I don't. If one of you wants to stabilize your internet and download OBS and stream, I will create for you a guest key.
you will
No,
gladly
thank
do
you.
that. So now they can see what looks like us beating the shit out of the little kid.
Yeah. Instead, they just have to imagine the situation that gave rise to that because I'm too lazy to take a screenshot and load it in as a new scene. And I apologize for creakiness.
But as for what happened, we got together looking for a job. We decided to investigate the kidnappings of the children. We saved a priest guy. Then the head of that church decided, hey, you, a tiefling and some weird man, you look pretty trustworthy and totally, helpful for dealing with these kidnappings. Help us. So we said, sure. And then we went to the...
To be fair, you saved like her hand man guy's life, came with a recommendation, and passed her "Are you evil?" test. Okay, it's not that like dumb.
But then we went to the orphanage. We asked a little kid questions, but he passed out because he was really tired.
He was suffering from sleep paralysis.
Yeah. Then we asked Patch's stuff, and we found out that he was secretly being paid by The Last Laugh to watch one of the kids.
Do you remember which kid?
Tarim.
Cool.
And then we talked to Willow, and she said she hated Tarim, and I don't like Willow. And yeah, now we were going to go out and look for the locksmith guy.
I think I put out his name. What was it? Keegan Locks?
That's not his name, but that is the name of his shop.
Close enough.
His name is Keegan Gelv.
I'll be right back.
No, I finally finished dinner and you go. That's fine. It'll give me a chance to make sure I get you guys where you're going without revealing a bunch of things.
Oh boy, do I feel more grossed out with every burp.
This is what happens when you eat like week-old fish.
Half a week, but okay.
You're not Finnish, okay? You can't eat rotten fish without a stomachache. Says the guy who likes
not nearly
apples.
as bad as when I ate that day old meatball marinara sandwich.
Was it refrigerated?
It was refrigerated.
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh. Should have been fine then.
I don't think I managed to reheat it properly.
There's part of your problem. You're gonna get all gushy and fuck up the bread. When you have a day old sandwich that's been cooled like that, what you want to do is you want to take it out, unwrap it, kind of lay something over it to keep gunk off, let it sit for about 15-20 minutes to defrost and kind of go to room temperature, and then eat it. It's not going to be great, but it's not going to get you sick.
Okay.
Either that or you put it under the broiler for a couple minutes. That can help get it up and make it nice and toasty again.
I tried putting it in the toaster oven. It just didn't work.
No. You don't want to toast it. You want to put it in the broiler. Toaster's not going to be strong enough. You want to actually put it under a broiler if you're going to reheat it that way.
What's a broiler?
It's a setting on my oven. I should probably look it up to explain what it is exactly. So the broiler is part of an oven that's just a hot, concentrated heating element that just heats everything from below like a grill. So a broiler is essentially a grill in your oven. Okay, cool.
I'm back.
I did not realize that broiler... That the broiler was like a grill. I just knew that it's a setting on the oven, and if I take that and I throw a day-old sandwich from the fridge under it, which I haven't done in like a year because the fridge broke and the people in charge of the place won't fix it. It's not an emergency, and it's an appliance, and I'm supposed to provide my own appliances or something like that. But yeah.
Guess I'll just get a chicken sandwich next time.
Remember not to eat it if it's a week old.
Okay.
If you're interested if you want to eat things like randomly without worrying about how old they are, we should introduce you to pickling and preserving foods. Then you can just
Or at least
hang the meat from the ceiling and be like, I want some meat, and cut it off of the ceiling and just eat it.
I don't think my parents appreciate that though.
My ex-wife hated it. Her mother loved it. Well, my ex-wife when we were married, I would do that, and I'd make like preserved and smoked sausages, and then I'd hang them up in the kitchen because there was that pantry area. Her mother loved it for the exact same reason that my ex-wife hated it. It made me seem It made me seem like a resourceful peasant. And like my ex-wife would want to put the ovens inside of that crisping drawer in the fridge, and I'm like, no. We take them here, we shove oven down the nylon, twist, next one, twist, next one, twist. And when you do it that way, you can hang the nylon stocking from the ceiling, and all the onions are there, and they stay preserved, and they're right there. And if you've done the twist and the tie right, then when you want an onion, you just cut off the bottom of the stocking, and you have an onion. And they're up and they're out of the way. Things you learn as a country boy. That's how my mom stores her onions. Only she doesn't store them in, like, our pantry's in the basement by the washing machine. So you'll walk into the basement, and next to the washing machine, you'll have the rack where she hangs up all of her nylons that she's going to wash. And she hangs the onions from the same rack. So when you're doing laundry, you have to be careful not to grab the onions and throw them in the washer. Anyway, Keegan's locks. I hope I have the settings on the stream right to disguise my wiggly wobbly. I think I do.
My wiggly wobbly.
Anyway. So, previously, I'm assuming, did you guys... Yeah, you found Keegan's locks. It's not hard to find. It's a small 2-story building, and there's kind of a turret that juts out of the front. A little... That's this thing. That's a turret. There's a little rounded protrusion on the front of the building with these glass windows, and there's iron bars set into the glass windows, and behind them are shelves that are covered with beautiful displays of locks, large to small, simple to complex. And to the left of the turret, above a heavy oak door, is a sign that reads, Gelv's Locks.
Why are there 2 locksmiths open next to each other?
This is one building.
Oh.
So this is like the door, and this is like the display window.
Terevu will look at Tonatium and gesture to the door after you.
Guess I'm going inside. Maybe I should knock first.
It's daytime, and it says open.
Okay, I'll open it then.
It is unlocked. There you are. I don't know if you can see... Are you on the right map, Antonio?
I'm currently on the Cauldron Town map. But
you go to locations.
So no, you're not on the right map. No wonder you're confused. I'm being lazy with my description because there's a map there and you're not looking at it. It's fine. So when you open the door, you can see someone who's kind of just making his rounds, dusting things. A shorter gnome who is walking around on a pair of wood and iron stilts that he has strapped to his legs to lift him up to be about 6 feet tall. And as you open the door, he looks over and goes, "Hey, welcome! Welcome to my shop. I am Keegan Gelv. What can I do for you?"
Good day, good sir. We were actually hoping to take a look of your ledgers so we can get a sense of who bought your locks in the past year or so.
I'm afraid you don't look like the town guard. I'm not going to give that information away. That's confidential.
Well, we aren't the town guard. We would have been hired by the church to investigate the kidnappings.
So you think I'm a kidnapper? Is that it?
No, we don't think you're the kidnapper, but your locks were used in the orphanage, and we would like to see if any of your other if your locks were used in any of the other locations of kidnappings.
That's. Would you make a diplomacy check?
All right.
So the gnome arches his eyebrows and kind of arches his left eyebrow and kind of tilts his head back towards the curtains as he says, "That's simply absurd. I don't care who you're working for. I would need a warrant from the town guard, and you are not the town guard. I want you out of my shop this moment." And he, tilts his head back towards the curtains. I'm not going to discuss clients with you. Wink, wink.
Again.
Is this the bathroom day? Apparently.
No, this is the day when my mom is going to bug me 24/7.
I mean, the drawback of living on your own is you have to have a job and pay rent, so you can't be a NEET. The upside is your mom doesn't bother you 24/7, except your mom totally bothers you 24/7, and she calls and she calls and she calls. Because mothers, am I right? We love them. But yeah, arched eyebrow, little wink, tilting his head to the back room. You should totally get out of here. Wink, wink.
I'm just gonna wait until it comes back.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So yeah, to reiterate, in response to your request, he looks at you, he winks, he arches his eyebrow, nods his head back towards the thing, goes, "Yeah, you should certainly get out of here." Wink, wink. Tilt head, tilt head. I'm not going to discuss my clients. Wink. Arched eyebrow, tilts head back towards the curtain.
Okay. Well, let's go, Trevu.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, last time you told us don't worry about it, we got ambushed by ninjas.
That wasn't in this game. It's a completely different universe. Don't worry about it. I can assure you there are no ninjas here.
Yet.
Don't like the ninjas.
There is
Find out where they're
nothing to worry about whatsoever. So what are you guys gonna do?
So what should we do?
I'm gonna try.
Under
So
my
what
win-
is like the view into this room right here? Is it just showing off locks, or is there?
Yeah, so these are glass windows that have iron bars set in them, so it's going to be tough to squeeze through. There's a red curtain across the back, and then there's like a little table in front of each of the windows. It's tilted towards the window so you can see the locks on display.
I guess I'm looking into the window.
There are locks. They look quite nice.
Can I mage hand the curtain?
You have line of sight, but you do not have line of effect.
Do I have line? There has to be a way to get in it to mage hand the curtain.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. That's vague. I'm pretty sure it needs line of effect. Nope, you need line of effect, so you cannot. If you try, the glass gets in the way.
I'm gonna say this in a whisper. So he was obviously hinting there's something in the back, but I don't know how to get there or what to do.
Maybe there's a back entrance.
This building seems to be butting right up against the slope, and kind of its back end has been buried in by the slope of the volcano.
Yeah, we not right. All right, Tona TM, do you think you could sneak into the back for us?
Ton of TM's you.
I mean Twig, sorry.
Where do you want Twig to sneak?
Into behind the curtains of the room.
So you want Twig to try to sneak into the building and back around through the curtains.
Yes.
Can Twig open doors?
How could an animal with no opposable thumbs open a door with an Intel 6?
Some cats can.
Ask dogs.
Or some cats.
Yeah.
My dog could open his cage.
My concern is mostly, the height of the cat versus the door. But if you want to try to open the door for your cat and let the cat in, that is certainly something you could attempt to do.
Oh wait, are we talking about the front door?
That's the only door there is.
Oh.
We have established that the building itself is kind of recessed into the slope of the volcano.
Is there any, bell or something that would notify people inside if the door opens?
There was not.
Then I will open the door as stealthily as possible.
Okay, would you make a stealth check? Okay, you've got the door open a crack for the cat to get in.
I guess Tona TM will now roll a stealth.
For Twig?
Yeah, Twig, sorry.
Okay. It's okay. The fish is making you confuse yourself and your cat. Okay? So let's see if I may get this. I don't believe there's a good... okay, yes, there is a little bit here. So the storefront here smells of weed and pipe smoke. There's 2 padded chairs flanking the hearth, which contains a small, lively fire. Its mantle bears a tinderbox, a little vase of dried smoking leaves, and a finely wrought collection of pipes. There's a burgundy strip of carpet in front that kind of protects the floor from shoes, gives a little bit of color to the room. And a table here with a glass front that's got dozens of little keys inside of it in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Behind that counter there is a red curtain and a little wooden door.
I guess Twig will go through the curtain.
There you are. So, what is your ability as far as Twig's awareness? Like, you don't have a telepathic communication with Twig, do you?
We have... Let me check how empathetic link works.
Okay, so that's all you've got? Empathic link. So, you are aware of Twig's emotions, and Twig is aware of your emotions. So I am actually going to remove ownership of Twig from you for the moment. And see if I can hide this room again. This room is still visible to you, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
No, it's not. Since I selected off the tokens on the token.
Okay, if you select your token for the time being, that will help you have a better sort of experience here as I describe what occurs. So you feel as Twig enters this room and passes through the curtain the sort of confidence of a cat. Your standard normal Twig confidence combined with curiosity, interest, and intrigue. And you may make a perception check at this moment if you like.
For Twig or myself?
For yourself.
Yeah, I don't have that, so...
You feel the curiosity increase from Twig, and the confidence kind of disappear. And then, as the curiosity comes forward, it's followed very swiftly by a sudden burst of fear. I suppose we should go into initiative at this point. I'm going to make Twig not visible to the players at the moment because you don't know what's going on with Twig.
Okay, that first roll was for Twig.
Okay. And then we've got...
Second roll was for me.
That, and then... that one. And... that one. Okay. So... the situation is actually that. So... Twig will probably GTFO. What's Twig's move speed?
30 feet.
So let's see if Twig pulls this off. What's Twig's acrobatics? Can you make an acrobatics or dexterity roll for Twig? Okay, so Twig did not escape that. Okay. Does that hit Twig?
Yes. Uh-oh.
That's a crit threat. That does not confirm.
Does not confirm.
That's good.
And he
What's Twig's hit points?
starting hit points 30.
Okay.
He's unconscious.
So you feel the you feel the twinge of fear, followed by the sharp pain, and then nothing. Donatium.
Twig.
Just like you just fucking burst through the door past me. I have no idea what's going on.
Turbo. Yeah, you just heard Donatium shout "Twig" and kick down the door and run in.
Really confused. Follow him.
And this will need to be that. You may make perception checks. Turvu, you hear a voice whisper, "Deal with this. Deal with the spies." Kind of coming from above you. And then you hear a clearly nervous and obviously fake, cheerful, "Ho hum hum hum, back to work I go." Donatium. You did not hear the whisper, but you did hear the ho hum ho hum. You can see Keegan right there, walking on his stilts, and he goes, looks at you, shocked.
Have you seen my cat?
Turvu.
I'm gonna walk on up because I still have no idea what's going on. Outside of the deal with the spies thing.
You may make perception checks.
I get crippled without the high range.
Turvu, you hear something walking above you, and as you glance up, you can see that up here there's a sort of balcony. Unfortunately, Donatium is the one who it mattered for, as the creature leaps down from the balcony, lands behind Donatium, and stabs.
This is a flat-footed attack against you, I guess.
Huh.
Does that hit your flat-footed AC?
Barely.
Well, you are flat-footed, so it gets sneak attack damage.
Oh, come on, kid.
That's not too much.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't have... You're a wizard. You have a normal HP of 6.
That's not what I wanted. So I imagine you're down. Yes?
Yes.
Keegan goes, I tried to warn you. As he takes a step, as he starts running, provoking an attack of opportunity from Tarvu. I tried to warn you.
I won't take it.
Donatium.
What's bleed action?
Oh yeah, gotta somehow make my save.
You have to somehow make your save.
And for Twig.
Twig's fine. Turavu. This thing that hopped down from the balcony is a silver-skinned humanoid with solid jet blue eyes, wearing just a simple brown loincloth.
What kind of action is it to move Tonatium?
To move Tonatium would be a combat maneuver action. To move on top of Tonatium would be a move action.
I will cast Cure Light Wounds on Tonatium.
Okay.
And then as I move over top of him, I will also pull out one of my star knives.
And I'm back.
Yay! And it switched your positions just because token bullshit.
Be right back again.
Well, while Turvu is away, we will see what happens when the silvery humanoid creature stabs at Turvu. And now we'll have to wait until Turvu's return to find out what happens. Things were going so well until the creature rolled a 22 on its spot check to notice the cat enter the room. I hate it when you guys have good ideas and then the dice wreck them.
It sucks.
It's why a lot of GMs roll dice behind screens, but I like the transparency.
And bad luck. We just weren't lucky that day.
Yeah.
Could have worked on any other day, just not this one.
Yep. I like the image of this, though, because the way it worked out, your cat came in stealthy. Keegan was being chewed out by the guy, and he's looking down behind them and just sees the cat walk in and goes, hop, stab, pull it upstairs. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Turvu, 16.
Yes.
Does
16 ties.
Then it does not hit you. You barely parry the incoming thrust with your star knife. Keegan continues to waddle awkwardly up the stairs. Donatium. You are down and at full hit points, apparently.
Well, that'll teach me. I'll get up if that doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity, and cast Shield on myself.
Cool.
Would cast it on Trevu, but it's a personal spell.
Yeah.
Turvu.
I will... I'll just slash at him with my... Actually, I will take this standard action to start my bardic performance for Inspire Courage.
So what sort of... This is our first time we do it. Describe it for everyone.
Let's see. It's visual. Or he's audible or visual.
Yeah, so what are you doing?
Humming a nice little ditty as I sing. Spinning the star knife on my hand, ready to attack next turn.
So you start juggling and singing, and this creature's like, what? And it actually says so much. It says, take this seriously, fool. As it... Oh god, it has that ability. Well, it would use it. Please make a sense motive check, Turvu.
Is he fainting me?
Wisdom.
Yeah, he
Yeah, no,
most certainly
this is
is.
assuming he's going to faint me.
That's okay. He doesn't hit. So does 11 hit your flat-footed AC?
No, my flat foot AC is 14.
Okay. So yeah, he successfully feints you and brings the sword up from another direction. He says, "Take things seriously, fool." But you're still, well enough off.
My magical disease-resistant chainmail armor protected me.
You hear upstairs a door slam and lock. And he is no longer involved in combat. Tonatium.
Shame he's so close. So I'm just gonna 5-foot shift and get out my crossbow that's already been loaded in advance and shoot the humanoid creature.
Do you remember you have a +1 to your attack roll and damage roll weapons?
Yes. Because Turvu is humming a nice, pretty song. Alas, that does not hit.
Drat.
Turvu.
I will maintain my performance, which is a free action. I think I move action. Maintaining is a free action. And I will slash at him with my star knife.
That hits.
Well,
So he's kind of doing his, take this seriously. He swings up, gets caught in your chainmail, and you're just like, slash. And it's fluid, part of your little dance, part of your silly, not taking it seriously dance. And this creature goes grrr and furrows its brow and attempts once more to feint at you. And this time, you're like, oh, this is what he's going to do, as he brings the sword towards you, tosses it to the other hand, and tries to go, you're ready for it. So you're not flat-footed.
that still hits me.
But so even though you're aware, you're still not quite fast enough. Fortunately, it is not a crit threat. As he deals 6 damage. Max damage.
Ouch. I'm at 4 out of 10.
Just right into your chest, barely missing your heart. Tonatium.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, I will take a move action to reload my light crossbow and fire.
That will hit.
Oh shoot! I didn't put down the dice. It's a D8.
As your bolt strikes the creature in the chest, it stumbles backward, grabbing the curtain to barely stay upright. Turvu.
So is it fighting through the thing, or?
No, it's standing upright. It's just... It is very clearly not doing well, and it's barely standing up as it clings to the curtain.
I'm going to maintain my performance and slash at it with my star knife.
That does not hit. The thing looks at Tonatium and attempts to bring up its sword and leap at him. but instead falls unconscious. Da, 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 da. You knocked it directly to 0 hit points, Antonio.
Didn't think it had that much hit points.
Thank God for my performance, otherwise you wouldn't have. It would have been at 1.
Yes, thank you for that, by the way.
And the
Definitely should have used it when we fought the thieves the first time.
Alright, I'm going to...
y'all should remember you're a bard and a wizard, not like combat McCombat pants. But yeah.
I will acknowledge Arcana of this creature.
This is not a magical creature of any sort.
I'm lost.
I will cast Cure Light Wounds on myself. It's a fully heal.
Yay! And it will continue slowly bleeding to death on the floor of the shop.
Let's put it out of its misery. As I load the crossbow, walk over to it and double tap.
Okay.
Well, he's doing that. I'm gonna head upstairs.
Do I need to roll an attack roll, or can I just do the damage?
It's just dead. It's just dead. So yeah.
Alright, I use 3 bolts. I'm gonna see if I can salvage any of them.
Nope. You got really unlucky with your bolts. Turvu, as you head up the stairs, you can see Twig laying unconscious in a puddle of blood at the top of the stairs.
I will pick Twig up and call down to 10 TM. Hey, Twig's hurt.
Twig! Oh dear.
You can't see this room. This room I just drug you through by accident. This is behind the closed door. You don't know about that. Shush.
Okay. Is Twig okay?
Twig is unconscious.
I'm gonna do a heal check on him.
Twig is not dead and is stable. But Twig is unconscious, as it looks like Twig tried to run around someone and got skewered through the stomach, front to back, by that same rapier that the silver creature bore.
Oh dear. I'm gonna put... He seems to have supplements, but I'm still gonna bundle him up into my robes so I can carry him that way.
You can hear Keegan whimpering from behind this door.
Hey, Keegan.
You still alive? Any more surprises?
They made me. I swear, they made me.
It's okay. The creature's dead. It's safe to come out now.
He unlocks the door. He opens it. And as you look in, he looks you in the eyes. He's no longer wearing his stilts, so he's a normal-sized gnome now. He looks up at you and says, "He's dead. Oh no. When they don't hear from him, Starbrow, you've killed Starbrow."
To be fair, he attacked us first.
No.
Starbrow.
My rat, my familiar Starbrow. They have him. They've kept him. The tall ones and the short ones. They've forced me to help them. And when they don't hear from the tall one, they'll kill
Use pronouns, please.
They. The kidnappers.
Is it the last laugh?
He says, no. He points, he squeezes past you, walking along the balcony, and points down at the corpse in the floor below. The gray-skinned ones. There's the tall ones, like him, and the short ones who are like little twisted gnomes with pallid skin and black hooves for feet. The tall ones normally walk naked and are genderless. This one wore a skirt to show his importance. The short ones wear black cloaks and cowls.
And where did he come from?
Jadaroon.
Trevor will tilt his head. Excuse me?
Jadaroon. It was a gnomish enclave below Cauldron. 50. My parents lived there. We when I was a child, we didn't sew locks. We sold the magic items made in Jadaroon. They had several ways from Cauldron into the Jadaroon and back again, but one of them was within the family shop here, and it led up and down to one of the great industrial centers of Jadaroon. And after the vanishing, the city sealed off the other entrances for safety, but I thought if the only one was here and I was the only one that used it, there wouldn't be any danger. But they came up. They came up from Jadaroon, and they took Starbrow. They forced me to help them.
Help
So
them
what you're
exactly how?
I had to give them... They made me give them skeleton keys that could unlock the locks I made. So that they could come and go as they will, anywhere. At first I thought that they would be thieves and taking food, but then I heard about the kidnappings and I understood they were sneaking in and taking the people.
Do you have any idea for what?
No. They spoke amongst themselves often, but there's always in a language that I didn't recognize. Something deep and guttural.
I'm gonna go back downstairs. I'm gonna check if the spell can work on a dead target.
Trevor will clench his fists. So you mean to tell me you are letting these underground creatures kidnap kids to save your rat?
He's not just a rat. He's my familiar. I can feel his terror every day, his hunger and his fear.
And how do you think the kids are feeling?
You don't understand. They would have just killed me and killed my rat, and taken it anyway. Please. He falls to his knees and grabs at your legs. Please. They made me. I didn't know.
Let me ask you something. Can you make locks that aren't opened by those keys you gave him?
He nods. Given time, the keys would work on all of my current stock. I tried to change it, and I found they were testing my stock, and they told me if I tried again, they'd kill Starbrow, but... Oh, please, I'll do anything you ask if you just save Starbrow, please.
Make a couple locks for the orphanage. We don't want any more kids being kidnapped.
Yes, That's reasonable.
And also show us where this entrance is.
He stands up, brushes himself off. Follow me. And he leads you right down the stairs.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna cast Discern Next of Kin on this creature.
So what exactly does Discern Next of Kin do?
I can scan the thoughts of one individual and learn the names and locations of target's living relatives, as well as the attitude of targets towards those relatives, and vice versa. This is a concentration duration, and then after that, 1 minute per level. I can learn about a relative 1 per round when I concentrate on the target.
Okay.
This spell specifically reads the target's mind, and can only learn what the target knows and or believes.
Okay, so this is going to give me require a little moment. Give me one minor moment here. As I need to create some names for these generic mooks that are this person's family. So you see 3 next of kin, I think. Nope, 4. Is that all of them? Nope, 6. God damn it. All of them look effectively the same in his mind. You can't tell the difference between most of them, with the exception of one. So I will give you the names as soon as I've generated them. The ones that look the same as one another, who all look identical to this man, or genderless being, they are Skranol, Bramvak, Finnith, Ziz, Jedvajak. Those are the ones that all seem identical. And the last, who you see kind of first and foremost, is a little bit different. This one has a sex. And looks strange. Slightly shorter, but not very short. With skin that is black rather than silver. And you see her wearing often a robe and a mask. And let's see if I can make her appear here. Good old Uthwab. Gray-skinned with jet black eyes. I brought her token from where she lay so you can see her, because you see her when you discern next of kin.
I see her.
So what sort of information does it give you?
Like, for example, it does list, like, the target's father's name, if, like, their, where they live, their occupation, their kind of relationship, like, the nature of their relationships, like, their attitudes towards each other.
So you know that Uathwab lives in private chambers in what this person thinks of as the secure part of the new caverns. And she leads the organization of the Black Fingers to gather slaves for the half-dwarf.
Yeah, the slaves are after the sea.
Half a dwarf binds them, but not for long.
Okay. I'm looking at the prophecy again, and the locks are the key to finding them. Done that. Look beyond the curtain, below the cauldron. Beware the doors of teeth. Descend into the Malachite's hold, where precious life is bought with gold. Half a dwarf finds him, but not for long.
Oh shit, it's literal.
Yeah, literally behind this curtain. We get attacked by that person who has next to kin that are half dwarf.
No, the kin is not half dwarf. The kin works for a half dwarf.
Kin works for half, yeah.
And Keegan reveals right here. Let me do this on the object layer. A hidden door under the stairwell. And this hidden door is a wooden door. It was locked. He opened it with a key, which he bows and hands to you, Turvu. And it's, the door itself isn't very strong. Like, if you kicked it, it probably would have fallen over, even though it's locked. It's like a, thin closet door made out of the same wooden siding as the rest of the stairwell. There's this little portion of it's kind of that paneled wooden siding sort of thing. And one of the panels, you can pop part of it off and the lock's behind it, and then you just push it and it opens. And you can see downwards is a stairwell. And looking down that stairwell, you can see that the stairs turn off to the right, and that at the edge of that stairwell, where the stairs turn, there's a torch sconce that does not have a torch in it. And it's dark beyond.
It's good thing I have dark vision.
Unfortunately, it turns also.
Yeah, the turn is what I can't get through.
Yeah.
Can I take a quick peek and see where the turn leads? Not like actually going down that hall, just to see if it goes like way deeper.
Not without going in.
So, how long will it take before his next scheduled port?
He says, I don't know. They don't tell me that. I'm going to put Yothwib. I'm going to put Yothwib up in the handouts page. So you can look at her whenever you want to.
We will turn to Keegan. How often do they come up?
Oh, they come up almost every night. Or so they say. I mean, I normally go straight to bed so that I don't have to see them. So they don't have to think about what they're doing.
They don't make any noise that wakes you up?
They're silent. And you barely heard this guy's footsteps. Like, it was, it was only your hyper-aware senses, your living at the deep underbelly of society that led you to go, that is someone walking and not normal house creaking.
Oh, yeah, they do definitely sound like trained thieves.
And once they dragged me down there, and I saw them, and they blend into the stone.
Blend into the stone, huh?
If they stand still alongside the stone, you can't see where they are.
Was it just because it was dark, or was there light there?
He points to them. He says, that silvery skin, that's the color of stone. And as you look at the body, you can see that it is sort of a natural camouflage for stone. here, away from kind of natural stone walls, it looks like a odd silvery sheen. But you can definitely see how, if it were in a cavern, it would blend in.
Hey, Tonatian, does this give you any more of an idea on what these things are?
I don't know. I've only really studied history, the nobles around this area. I've studied knowledges and writings and even maybe some secret codes, but if you're talking about creatures, the only thing I know are magic creatures.
Nothing underground, eh?
This most certainly is not a magical creature.
And sadly, my class archetype gets rid of bardic knowledge, so I cannot make dungeoneering gems.
So, I guess you're just going to have to live with what you know and come up with a name for them yourselves. No metagaming for you.
No.
Well, anyway, I've asked Keegan here to give to give new locks to the orphanage, so at least we won't have any more kids being kidnapped.
Well, I mean, they might in the next couple days. It'll take me 2 days to get the locks made.
Work as fast as you can.
Of course, but we don't want shoddy locks, otherwise they just go in anyway.
True.
You wouldn't happen to have like a scroll or two around that might assist us, would you? I'm not sure if we have enough time to rest to refresh my spells.
He furrows his brow and thinks. And thinks as the GM reads through everything and sees if he has anything like that. I don't really. All I have is my spell book. I mean, I suppose I could give that to you, but if you used it as scrolls, that would destroy my spell book.
I wouldn't ask of that for a fellow wizard. What I have to check what this creature had.
This creature has this creature has a random treasure code. So you know what that means.
We're gonna get a random bag of holding with horse and carriage.
Probably not, no.
Not this early.
But what you do see, you see a rapier, which is the weapon he was stabbing you with. A belt that has two small daggers in it, alongside a number of pouches.
Detect magic?
You detect 4 bits of magic within a couple of pouches.
Well, let's take a look.
So, first, there is, within one of the pouches, a small little vial full of some sort of black oil. A small vial of green liquid. And 2 sheets of paper that seem to have been torn out of a book that radiate magic.
What kind of radiation?
So the black liquid radiates. A very weak evocation aura. The green liquid radiates a weak transmutation aura. And the two sheets of paper, one radiates a weak transmutation aura, the other a weak necromancy aura.
Okay, so none of those spells are in my school, so I don't get a bonus to spellcraft. Okay, I'm gonna spellcraft a black vial.
That is oil of darkness. So there's just enough oil in that vial to coat like a small pebble or something, and it will act as the spell darkness.
Next up, green vial.
Hey, it's a potion of cure light wounds. I'm lying. It's a potion of virtue.
I was gonna ask. I thought the key light wound says blue.
Well, it could be different. Could be different colors based on who makes it, but yeah, in this case, it's a small green vial that's a potion of virtue, which, when you drink it, are you ready? It gives the target 1 hit point.
1 temp hit point?
No, is it a temp? Now you're making me go look at it again. We got 1 temporary hit point even. If I'm not even healing 1 proper hit point.
Yeah.
If I'd rolled this treasure before this, he would have drunk it.
And then he would have survived one hit.
Yep. Yeah, and the other 2 are sheets of paper that seem to have been torn out of some book.
I can use read magic for those.
One is... So these are clearly sheets that have been torn out of 2 different spell books. One of them is the spell Anthol. The other is the spell Bleed.
I can't cast either.
You can cast what?
I can't cast either. None of them are on my spell list.
Essentially, it increases your carrying capacity for 2 hours. Anthol does. And then Bleed. If the person is unconscious and stabilized, they're not stabilized any longer. There's also a small bag with a few gems and coins.
How much?
I put it in the wrong channel in the Discord. Oh, it's in the right channel in the Discord.
All right, let me get that down. And
how many daggers did you say you had?
2.
May I have those daggers, Antonio? So I can throw them.
I'm also going to put this in. Most of the random trash that he got given in this treasure is just stupid, but I like this one. So he's also going to have that in that bag with the coins and the gems.
Oh, here, dice.
Yes. 2 white dice carved out of some sort of bone. And the rest of this random treasure can GTFO because it's stupid. No, I'm not going to give him a bag of 120 candles.
120 what?
Candles.
Eh.
I don't care if it's only worth like 2 gold. I'm not doing it. Stupid.
I'd probably use a candle to get it go in without being blinded.
Fine, he has 1 candle on him.
Thank you.
When you have, like, light?
Not prepared.
Yeah, wizards need to prepare.
Silly wizards. I think I only have 2 casts of my level 1 spells, you know? I just used them both in Cure Light Wounds.
Yeah.
So no notes for us.
And our cat is still out.
I'm sorry?
And our cat is still out cold.
Mm-hmm.
Like, part of me wants to go in there right away, but, like, part of me feels like no. And badly if we do.
Well, it's your choice which way you want to go. If you take too long, maybe the kids will be sold by the dwarf. Traded for gold. If you go too quickly, maybe you'll die and the kids will be sold by the dwarf.
For sure, sold by the dwarf.
Yeah.
Might be a good need a rest. Yeah, cat unconscious. I don't have any spells outside of my cantrips. Sadly, I cannot mend a cat.
No, down to 1 spell.
Maybe you want to prepare spells specifically for going down into a dungeon.
Yeah. Or prepare, like, equipment for going down into a dungeon, or we might need to do climbing. And I don't think either of us are that good at climbing. And I don't have rope.
Keegan has gone off to his office to do some work. So. And he's hung up the closed sign. And on his way out, he says, please, when you leave, turn the latch left, not right. If you turn it left, it will lock itself when I close. If you turn it right, it will stay unlocked.
Yes, sir.
Turn it left?
Yep. Apparently he's locked the door up. If you turn it left to unlock it, then when the door closes again, it will latch. And if you turn it right to unlock it, it stays unlocked. He made a fancy lock for his door. Almost as though he's a locksmith.
Almost as if he makes locks.
Almost as if he's a locksmith gnome wizard.
It's almost as if he's intelligent, unlike me. With my intelligence of 11.
Yeah, you're fine.
I'm not stupid, but I am no genius.
Perhaps I could use this money from this bag to, like, hire a mercenary or something.
That is certainly a possibility if you want to try to do that.
Might be a good idea. Neither of us are that, hardy. And he downed you in 1 hit, nearly downed me in 1 hit.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have an extra pair of blades.
And you know he has at least 6 relatives in, quote-unquote, the New Caverns, which you think are Jadaroon.
Yeah, I'm going to look for someone willing to help us with this.
Okay. Where and how do you want to go about doing that?
That is actually a good place. I mean, a good question.
We could dance the tavern with all the adventurers.
Yeah, but do we really want where to get out? Actually, that is a silly question. Of course we want where to get out. But then, we should probably do it quietly for the safety of the rat familiar. How should we go about this?
I still think our best bet is the tavern with all the adventures.
We want to be careful, though. I don't think it's wise to just say, "Hey, we found this underground place in locksmith."
Well, obviously we're not going to say it out loud.
Yeah, you can just be like, hey, we have a job and we need someone with certain skills. I did that wrong. Where are you? There we go.
I guess we could try to do that.
It's our best bet.
Okay. So we'll need to create a random little NPC here for you. Let me see if I can find him. NPC. Does that do what I want? It does. Okay. So you go into the place. What sort of requirements do you call out for your mercenary?
Do you want someone who's armored and specializes in close combat?
It'll be best.
Okay.
I'm not too shabby in melee combat, but I would prefer to be at range.
So when you make this request, you get 3 people who kind of step forward and say, I'm your person. One is a woman. She is tall and overweight with messy brown hair and amber eyes, wearing a suit of splint mail that strains against her fat, and holding out a guisarme. You know, one of those long pole arms with like a sword on the end. She comes forward. She's very polite, bows, speaks with sort of a feigned upper-class accent, and introduces herself as Elel Corway. I'll put that into the map tool chat. The next one who comes up goes, Elel. She's just a fat, noble woman. I'm what you want. And it's a woman, another woman, a half-orc, with auburn hair, brown eyes, thick, mottled green skin, pockmarked from some disease as a child, wearing leather armor with a trident and a little shield. She introduces herself as Zeta and her little owl as Milana. And the last one, who just kind of walks up, says nothing about the others, sits down and goes, you'll hire me, is a dwarf. A dwarf wearing scale mail, a square helmet, who just sits down at the table and drops his heavy flail and looks at you with his square face and brown hair and sharp orange eyes. He goes, I am Desans. Now, these are all hirelings, which means that if you were to hire them, it would be... Come on, where's the expectation of this? They would want a minimum of 5... No, that's a footman. That's not what I want. Pathfinder, hireling, guard. Okay, that's under that category. So this one would want... So all of them want, if you join in, a guarantee of 5 silver pieces per day of work and an even share of loot.
An even share of loot.
They all just look at each other and laugh. Yeah, we're risking our lives here. I should make tokens for that. For
I forgot to mention that was like out of character. I was just saying that to like retain the information.
So I'm gonna try to find myself little artwork here to make tokens of these people. So Eliel, which one are you? You're like that. That's not a good Eliel. That's a good Eliel. Even has the right weapon. So we have Eliel. I'm gonna just drop them here in Keegan's. Because they're available for hire. And I haven't made the tavern map yet. So there is Eliel Corway. Then we have Zeta. I'm amazed that there was suitable art first up for Zeta.
Yay!
Trident and all. And her owl. Milana. You know, because we need more weak little animals to worry about. And finally, we have Desans. That is not Desans, that is Desans. So they're available, you know, for whoever you want to try to hire, if any.
And 5 silver a day.
5 silver a day and even share of treasure.
Okay.
Elil shrugs. 5 silver in case it's a waste of time, even share in case it isn't.
I'm going to try to discuss this privately with Trevot. So, which one do you think we should take? Or should we take more?
Well, we're not too good on funds. We don't know how long it's going to be, so...
Yep. I'm going to just shake the bag of gold that I found off the creature.
Well, as long as you can manage your money. Hire as many as you want, but We're going underground. The dwarf seems rather sturdy, and he might know a thing or two about being underground.
Can't remember if owls have dark vision. Have a character, I mean.
Dwarves have dark
Never
vision. Dwarves and orcs and half orcs both have dark vision.
Maybe hire both of them? What do you think, Trevor?
If we have the money for it, let's go for it. We don't know exactly what and how much is down there, so best be prepared.
Zeta, Dizons. I say as I hand them 5 silver each.
They take it and smile. We're gonna help you.
And meet us in front of Keegan's locks in about 8 hours.
They nod and say, "Will do."
So yeah, we're gonna take this time to rest and prep.
Cool. And while you do that, I'll take this time to create swift little stat blocks for them.
Yeah. And I could talk to the owl.
In 8 hours, when the owl's there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Kitty.
We can let Kitty heal. We can get our spells back. Terry was going to nervously look at Tonatium and ask if he can stay at your house, because the route to his place is pretty dangerous, and he doesn't feel too good at managing that path on his own.
Yeah. I can keep you in there.
Wonderful. Sorry, Eliel, you're gone. Get the heck out of Dodge. Friendship
I
ended.
also really have to remember that I have Death Watch.
Okay. And I suppose I should give you all ownership of these folk, because they're yours for the time being.
Decide which one we want to use, which one we should have control of. I'll let you pick while I get my spells ready.
I'll take control of Dizans.
Okay, I'll do all the dice roll and such, but you can instruct them, and sometimes, because they have personalities that I've rolled that you don't know, I may override your rules.
So basically, we each command them, and they either do what we say or not.
Yeah. Depending on the command, their opinion of you, the situation. I suppose I should introduce these images to the public at large. So let me save as hirelings. Here. Add image. Hirelings. Okay. Browse. Take image. Hirelings. Put them down there in between you and shrink it down a little bit, because they're not very important. But now they're there, because for the time being they're in the party. Let's put some text in there too.
Silly kid, of course they're important. They're meat shields.
Have I ever told you the story of the game I ran in college where the party took the people of a village, all like 200 of them, and forced them through a trap-filled dungeon at sword point, disabling all the traps with the flesh of the villagers getting crushed within them.
Well, I don't think we have any plans of doing that, but we'll definitely keep them between us and the enemies.
That was the moment when I looked at the party and said, "Are you sure this will have effects on your alignment?" And everyone said,
"Are you sure you're the heroes?"
And everyone's like, "Sure." And then they had their alignments shift, and the cleric lost access to their spells and was super pissed off. I'm like, I warned you.
I had a very bad typo in my spell book, which could have made me accidentally break the game, but I caught it before I did.
What was your typo?
My typo was, instead of typing bleed, I typed in bless.
That would have been much better than what you actually had.
Yep.
But maybe you'll find a use for it. I don't know.
Do I have any dreams when I sleep tonight?
That is a very good question. I would like you, if you will, to make for me a will save. Okay.
Especially considering I'm going to be sleeping in Tonatium's house, so if I have some outbursts, he'll hear it.
The demons come to you again tonight. Demons from your childhood, from your past. Demons of your conscience. This is a nightmare that you've had time and again. Sleepless night after sleepless night, ever since you were a child. You're in your childhood home again, the night before you ran away. You see the image of your mother screaming as she tears her hair from her head and the skin from her face. You see your father, a father you've never had, frantically trying to restrain her, to shake her, to wake her from the madness, while you and the brothers and sisters that you've never had weep in fear and confusion. You scream out a warning to your dad to protect him from the blow that you've witnessed 1,000 times. And as with every other time in your life that you've shouted in this dream, the warning was in vain, and your mother grabs the water jug and knocks your father to the floor. And you are now hiding, fully human, not at all this tiefling that you are, under the bed, to save yourself. And you look up, and at this point the dream is new. Because before, you would look up and you would see your mother there, and she would murder you in your sleep. But this time you look up, and you see an angel, a beautiful angel, smiling down at you, surrounded by smoke and the hellish glow of a burning room. He reaches out his hand towards you, and you reach out to take it back, but the smoke engulfs you, burning your eyes and causing yours to water. You feel yourself lifted up from the floor, swept through a window into the cold night air. You know the angels rescued you, and you open your eyes, and you look and you see not an angel, but a horrific demon with silver flesh and writhing tentacles upon its back. Its chest opens into a vile, bloody maw, and it begins to feast, and you awaken, screaming in uncontrollable terror. Tonatium, you may make a perception check. You have a -10 penalty. Okay. Tonatium is not awakened by Turvu screaming. And does not have his sleep
Like a
disturbed.
log.
Meanwhile, Twig is not... Twig healed like a little bit, but it's still -1, 2, but con with level just makes it just 1 for a rest.
Poor Twiggy.
I might have to leave Twig behind.
You may do so. So, yeah.
Perhaps I'll leave some water and some food for in case it takes longer than we thought.
Well, it's not the next morning yet, though. Because Tonatium did not wake up, so Turvu, you're awakened in the middle of the night. Do you go back to sleep?
I attempt to.
Okay, would you make a will save? Every time you close your eyes and begin to drift off, you're immediately awakened as you immediately resume that dream of being eaten by this monstrous creature. Would you make a fortitude save, please? So, I do believe you take no penalties for being fatigued.
None at all.
But you are fatigued as you got like an hour's sleep that night. And spend the rest of the night tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep, gripped by terror. Not really sure if you're here or if you're in the gullet of that monster. Tonatium, you awaken after a wonderful night's sleep.
Nice. And I get my spells. Twig is still out. Don't want to leave Twig alone, but it's probably more dangerous down there. So I'm just going to leave it some food and water in case it wakes up.
How do you call Twig it?
Twig.
Yeah. So you do that all upstairs?
Yep.
I imagine Turvu was sleeping downstairs?
Somewhere. I don't know where, though.
Turvu can sleep anywhere. I'm sorry?
I said I do have a bedroll, so I can sleep basically anywhere.
Cool. So, what does Tonatium see as Tonatium comes down, everything prepared?
Probably sees Turvu rubbing his eyes tiredly.
Didn't sleep well?
Don't worry about it. I never really sleep well anyways.
There's a little bit more smoke flowing out of Turvu's eyes than usual.
Odd. Unfortunately, trifling health problems is not within my jurisdiction.
What happens when I cry? Do I cry normally or I cry smoke? I don't have tear ducts if I don't have any eyeballs.
You cry blood.
Oh. Oh.
It's not actually blood, it's tears. It is tears, but like because you don't have eyes and your tear ducts are all messed up, kind of you have a sort of clot in there all the time, and when you actually cry, it breaks off some of the clot and colors your tears. Yeah. Not having eyes but still being able to see is so creepy.
Especially when there's smoke.
Yeah. Well, that's why you wear that mask, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm going to have to wear my mask when we sleep at night, or else the two hirelings might get creeped out.
So yeah. It's been about 9 hours, maybe 10 hours since you told them to meet you in 8 hours.
I didn't think about that long. Can I retroact that and it's just say 10 hours or something?
Are you sure?
I know they're gonna be waiting there for an hour.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's up to you. I'll allow it this time.
Nah, just have them waiting there. Maybe I don't know. I'll just get up to them.
So as you're approaching, you can hear DeSands going, "Ah, those fuckers, are they standing us up? It's been 2 hours since they told us to meet here. Oh, I got my 5
Apologies
silver
for the
at
wait.
least."
Oh,
I'm sorry?
no, like as Tontino, I still tell them like apologies for the wait.
Zeta nods. So what are we doing in front of the Keyman's place? It says he's
I'll explain.
closed. It says he's closed, and I've seen him peeking out of the upper window.
I'll look at the upper window.
Yeah, me too.
You can see that the curtain's pulled aside and Keegan's looking down, and he looks at you, and he shuts the window. And a few minutes later, he comes down, he opens the door, and he looks out and he says, You're drawing attention. Get in, get in, get in."
I'll go in as I gesture to the others.
Zeta and DeSands will follow. Zeta seems kind of excited and interested. She's looking around. She has her weapon out. DeSands actually has his flail kind of stuck in a sort of scabbard by his side, and he comes in, hands on his hips, looking around, taking up the rear.
I shall lead him up to the room. By the way, what did our friend do with the creature?
It's not there.
Not there.
You can ask him.
What happened to the creature?
So you'll notice that the rug has been moved. It's not where it is on the map. It's over where the creature used to be, kind of to hide the blood. As he says, I cut it up and I threw it down the sewer, down the sewer drainage, 2 blocks down. Hopefully the Ogyths will eat it. No one came up, so I don't think they know yet, and my beloved isn't dead.
That's good.
Yeah, Starbrow is still afraid, but it's the same fear. And you haven't been spoken to by the guards, so you haven't said anything, I don't think, have you?
I have not.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I don't like dealing with the guards anyway for this.
Trust me, I don't like dealing with them either.
DeSands just kind of looks at you. But the guards keep everyone safe. They do their job, that's what they do. And Zeta scoffs. They keep some people safe. Keegan just says, yes. In any case, I'll get back to working on your order, Tarvu. Please. Good luck, and I found this that I might be able to give you to help. He takes out from his pocket a thing, and I rolled to the wrong page, so I've lost it. Yes. He takes out a small vial that is clear liquid that has kind of violet sparkles floating within it.
Does it detect as magic?
It does.
Is it an abjuration or a divination effect?
It is a conjuration effect.
Okay. Spellcraft.
It is a potion of mage armor.
Oh, I'll hand that to TM.
You might need it more.
It literally does nothing to me. My chainmail shirt is a +4 armor, so they don't stack.
Alright. Thank you.
He nods and says, yes, I found this by my spell book upstairs. I forgot that I'd crafted it when I was experimenting. And the two just shrug and go, yeah, as he heads out in this way. And DeSands goes, so, what's the job? We're sitting in the back room of a shop.
Trevor will take the key he was given earlier and unlock the door.
And as you do, DeSands goes, oh, what's down there?
The kidnappers of the missing people the people who have gone missing lately.
Or so we believe. There are dangerous creatures down there for sure, though.
Ah. So, is it just a basement, or?
It
There
goes deep
seems to be an underground passage.
Just an entrance into the caves? Or the sewers?
I forgot. To Jizandarin or Sandarin?
Jadaroon.
Jadarin.
So, as the dwarf's nodding, the dwarf seemed excited. You said that word, and the second you see that, the dwarf's face goes pale. He goes,
Can I roll a knowledge history for context of this?
You most
place?
certainly can. Okay. So what does that give you? Where exactly in this book, in this chapter, is that information? Because I know there
It's
is
really good.
a table.
It's a great thing you can't fail. You can't crit fail skill checks.
Is it
That'd be amusing, though.
here? Come on. So, you know that Jadaroon was the gnomish quarter below the city. It was not abandoned 50 years ago, as Keegan mentioned. It was abandoned 75 years ago, after some sort of disease broke out amongst the gnomes and people up on the surface who had regular contact with the gnomes. You don't know any details about Jadaroon besides that it generated a lot of magical items and magical research, and that this disease was called the Vanishing, although you don't know anything about what precisely is involved with this disease.
You're having second thoughts, Diznaz?
It's Jadaroon. It's the Vanishing. You're a human. You're young. I remember the Vanishing. I was only a youngin', but I'm still remember. I am 140 years old, young man. I remember the vanishing. I remember the people who caught it, and I remember how they faded from existence. And it's not like some magical, they became translucent and disappeared. No, they faded from the outside in.
You saw this with your own eyes?
He nods. Yes. One of the teachers at school was a gnome who got it. She tried to teach at the academy because they were confident it wasn't contagious. But I remember her skin translucent. I remember seeing her bones through the outlines of her muscles and her skin. And I remember her voice becoming nothing but a whisper. And then I remember one day there was a new teacher because she was just gone. I thought all the entrances to Jadaroon had been sealed up. You can see that the dwarf was visibly terrified. I'm sorry, I talked over you.
Not this one. Yeah, if you're planning on checking out, you can go.
He looks towards the window, he gulps, and he says, I've been paid for a day. I should at least fulfill my duty for the day. And Zeta rolls her eyes and says, what are you, a coward, afraid of a disease from a century ago? We're not as scared of any dead diseases, are we, Melania? No, we aren't.
When you speak down, little listen to Melania says.
So Melania just goes, hoo, hoo, which is, sure, Mom. Whatever.
Sure, whatever. Well, Zeta, you want to guard the front then?
Guard the front? You mean someone to guard this door while you go down? I suppose I could do that.
No, I meant like...
Take front line.
I suppose I could. I suppose I can, and then he mutters something in Dwarven.
Do I know that? And common element are gonna make it in, but not Dwarven. Okay.
Okay.
I know lots of languages, but not the more common ones.
I only know
I know
common.
more esoteric languages.
I literally only know common.
Zeta just says, come now, Desands, you stand at the front, I stab over you with this trident, and we let the wizard and the actor stand in the back. Desands goes, yes, I suppose, yes. Now, Tonatium and Tavru, put yourselves into the marching order here, so I can move you to a new map.
That's you.
I'll get in front of Jonah, right then.
Okay. Map. Vision.
Okay, this is also a concentration effect.
I hope you have light prepared because you're the only one who needs it.
Yeah, I have it prepared, but I think I'm going to go with the candle first.
Okay. And you have the candlelight.
But I am not about to easily get the enemies dropped on me. But I'm going to tell them to apologize, but have to focus my mind on reading thoughts of any creatures that might be in front of us as we go down. But that also means that I'll accidentally probe their minds by accident.
So what is this ability?
Read thoughts. I can keep concentrating on it.
A little background thing.
Do you have any limit on it, on how long it goes?
Concentration. Concentration up to 1 minute per level. So I don't know what that means, but I guess
it means that it lasts as long as you focus up to 10 rounds.
Okay, so maybe not that then.
Okay.
I thought I could just keep concentrating and then it just after I stop it's a minute later.
Nope.
I can keep watch up. I have death watch at will.
And how does that work precisely?
Let me double check.
Using all these abilities that people don't normally use that I used to know.
Yeah, from the basics, I know that it will let me see the status of things, like if they're alive or dead, if they're undead. Using the powers of necromancy, you can determine the condition of creatures near death within the spell's range. You instantly know whether each creature within the area is dead, fragile, alive and wounded with 3 or fewer hit points, fighting off death, alive with 4 or more, healthy, undead, or neither alive nor dead. Deathwatch can see through any spell or ability that allows a creature to feign death. It's a 30-foot cone in front of me, and since it's at will, I guess the duration doesn't really matter.
And it has been clarified that it only reveals things you have already perceived.
Yes, I have to be able to see it.
So, if something is hiding and you can't see it, it does not reveal it.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Now then, let me get to this map. So I have this map key referenced so I can hop around quickly. Whoa, that's too far. That's too far in the other direction. I'm having a terrible time with it today. Okay. So I am now ready to GM this area when you are.
So when you first were describing the whole disappearing disease, my first thought was the ending of Infinity War on a much slower level.
That is why I made sure to give the more graphic description, because I realized that might be what you were thinking. No, it's much more gruesome than that.
Yeah.
So, through the door, there's a flight of stairs, shrouded with cobwebs and dust, defending to a little landing. Zeta. Okay, nothing. Cool. So you have control. Their sound says, the stairs keep going down. There's a torch sconce here, and there's another one at the bottom there.
Let's proceed further. Hit me down, didn't hit them down. Yeah.
So from here, the staircase descends down before opening into a room. You can hear the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and cheerful giggling coming from the room down below.
Well, this was giggling on the underground. I will pull out one of my star knives.
Okay. Teravu, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay.
60 feet.
There you go. So you can see into the room there. So you can see that this room looks to be a square room with a 10-foot high ceiling. And you can barely make out along the walls that there's a number of masks or faces or of some sort mounted on the wall. Walls. As you're getting closer, you can see the room a little bit more clearly. Let me just take a little check here, make sure I'm looking at things in the right direction. Wait, really? Okay. So here you can see on the south side of the room there are 2 doors. Each door is shaped sort of like a great gear embedded into the wall. The westernmost door is sealed shut. This door is kind of half open and jammed half open by a sort of chunk of stone knocked down in the grooves that the door folds through. As you're closer, the sounds that you hear, the singing, the laughter, the bubbling of springs, the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, they seem to emanate from the walls of the room itself. And there's a sort of smooth, soft, gentle breeze that blows from this hallway inward. Each of the masks is very clearly a mask made out of copper. Its time has tarnished the copper. It started growing that kind of greenish patina that they get over time. They're each about 2 feet tall and hung 4 feet above the floor. Each one is a depiction of a smiling gnome.
I'm gonna whisper to Trevor, like, do you see any doors with teeth on them?
Do I see any doors with teeth on them yet?
You see these 2 southern doors that look like gears. I wonder, do I have a handout of one of these doors? I do. So let me reveal. These are... No, I don't want to reveal like that. That you don't have. So, this door here very much resembles the closed door that's the further west one, and this one resembles the further east door that's jammed partway open. And you can see where it kind of sank inward and then started rolling back. They're each set upon with a glyph. Which glyphs? That's a very good question. The one to the far west that's closed has actually the exact same glyph that's on this picture. The one that is not closed has a glyph. I'm going to have to go get this map back. That looks like this. The half-open one does. I'll put it into the Discord. So... there we go. And I'll go ahead and give you the fully closed door glyph while I'm at it. Do either of you speak Gnome?
Nope.
No.
Okay, then you do not know what these represent. I'm on page 50. There we go, that's back. I really wish I still had my old magazines. Yeah, that is the room you see here.
I could try a linguistics check to figure out what the meaning is.
Sure. Is that for the half open or the closed?
The closed.
That is the Gnomish letter J.
Gnomish letter J, and the other.
That is the Gnomish letter A.
A and G.
Not G, J.
J. A and J.
Yep.
AJ?
Heck, I'll even write them here for you so you can see on the map. That's not where I wanted to write it. I wanted to write it on this layer for reasons. There you go.
I'm going to take a quick peek inside the opening of the door.
Sure. And they did not hear you because you did not bring the light close enough to cast. So, when you take your peek inside, you may make a stealth check, Teveru. So, they get their perception checks, of course. And then we will describe what you see as you peek your head in here.
Oh, neither of them found me.
Yeah.
It's like the defender wins.
So as you walk over to this A door and peek within, you see a dozen small cots and chests piled up within this 10-foot-high dusty rooms. Most of the cots and chests are covered in cobwebs, but a few have been cleaned off. There's some rough-hewn tunnels, each 5 feet in diameter and tubular, breaching the eastern and southern walls. Stony rubble covers the floor near each tunnel. A 1-foot-long iron rod sets within the door. Its golden tip shining enough light to cast shadows within the room, but not enough to light it properly, as it's kind of jammed in there, holding open the door.
I will walk back out.
Okay.
Bit of lag.
Lag, no.
There we go. And,
No lag.
I'm gonna... I will let them know. There's more of those creatures in that room.
Were they like sleeping, or are they just lounging around?
They were completely naked, and they seemed to be hunting spiders in the spider webs and picking them out and eating them.
They're awake and, yeah, eating spiders. What's the plan? Do you think we should, take them out?
How many were there?
Just 2.
2? I think we can handle 2. It'll probably save us from getting pincered attacked later.
Well, descends. You're up.
Were they tall or short?
I think they're the tall ones, right?
Yes.
They
They looked
were the tall
identical.
ones.
They looked identical to the gentleman upstairs.
Is DeSands willing to
Yeah.
go in there and help?
DeSands is willing to get positioned. He's not willing to go in there alone, but he's willing to position near the door.
Be in position right here.
I think Zeta will position herself here.
I'll position myself right behind DeSands. Right. And we're ready to go on in.
DeSands
What
does
is
not
the-
want to be the first one through the door.
I guess
Zeta, would you like to
Zeta.
be the...
In fact, DeSands says, "Why don't we draw them out here where we have room to fight?"
Seems like a good idea.
But how to lure them?
Oh, a loud noise might just, lead him to us.
Zeta shrugs and goes, "Oi, bastards!" And that'll put us into initiative. So, first up for Zeta. Second up for Disnaz. So we've got Hugh, and last but certainly not least, our silver friends. Well, okay.
That's a high initiative.
Wait, no, that is natural stone. Darn it. Can't use that ability.
I can't hide.
Nope, he has to use his regular stealth.
Oh, 26.
Doesn't get the bonus for natural stone here. You may make perception checks.
Oh, I can only beat this check on that 20. So. Or I can only match this check. I can't even beat it.
Let's see. Disnaz. Zeta. Okay then. Turbo.
I will hold my action for when I see one of them come out.
Disnaz will do likewise.
It's a very high stealth check.
Zeta.
You know,
Zeta shouts out, "Come on! We know you're in there, you cowards!" Valena also gets to make a perception check. Nope.
Owl Sect did not save us.
Valena goes, "Whoo, whoo, whoo!" Ton of to him.
people got the drop on me before, so I'm not taking chances. I'm casting shield on my.
Okay. And this one will... You may each make a perception check. Mal, you hear the whisper in a dark guttural language. Handen zeven Dwagen. Do you speak Undercommon?
Nope, I speak Common.
Cool. But you heard it. You heard it from over here.
Can I throw my star knife in that direction?
You most certainly can. Make your D100 to see if you hit the thing you can't see. So that's a hit. As you swing into the direction of this thing you couldn't see, you throw where you heard the sound, and you embed right into the corner of this thing. And in that moment, you can see where where it is, and the stone isn't. Breaking its stealth. But nonetheless, it takes its 5-foot step forward. And, well, it said Dvagen, but you just hit it. So... Does 18 hit you? For 2 damage. This one is not using that very fine-looking rapier. It's using a much more horrible-looking, rusty short sword. Turavu.
I'll take a small step back, and I will start my singing for Inspire Courage.
The Sans flips around and goes, why are you so... Oh, God, it's right here. Ah. And smacks the thing for a lot of damage. This one sees everything and decides to follow its boss's instructions. And does not hit the Sans as it comes up behind and tries to stab the dwarf from behind. And Zeta's like, holy shit, it came out of nowhere! And attacks with her trident.
Uh-oh.
That is not a critical failure.
Okay.
How did she roll a 1?
She didn't roll a 1, she rolled a 2.
Oh.
Must have had a penalty.
Shit, that much of a penalty, huh?
These are completely random NPCs who may or may not have picked the right classes for their stats.
So that means she has a 2 penalty for the hitting with her trident.
Hey, tridents are nice, okay?
Bird comes here and caw, caw,
Jesus, Bird.
hitting twice.
Go birdie. Go birdie.
Bird up.
For a total of 4 damage. Max damage right there.
Max damage bird.
Done it to him. Bramvok right next to you got hit and is missing a chunk of his chest where the flail hit, but is still standing upright with that sword.
Actually, I can't see anything, so I'm going to 5-foot step over here. And I will attempt to cast Acid Splash towards it.
Towards who?
Towards the creature known as Finideth.
Yeah. So you know these guys' names. As you see them, you recognize them enough to remember their names. These are some of those kin.
Ah.
So that will provoke an attack of opportunity from the
Uh-oh.
still upright guy next to you. who makes his fort save to not pass unconscious, and then rolls a 7 to hit you.
He
Does not hit. But I did not hit either.
No, you did not. So as you step forward, you see this thing that you think is about to collapse lunge towards you, and you go, oh crap, and twist to miss and end up splatting the wall with acid. Bramvok reels back and falls over. Terrible.
I will keep my performance going, as I will pull out a dagger and throw it at
Yes. That will hit.
For min damage.
Get on the bird's level, boy.
Bird up.
Bird it up. The sounds will go, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, He'll step back and and say, come at me, come at me, as he takes a full defensive action. Finuth will turn towards Birdie McOuch and totally not hit. Zeta stabs with her trident, hitting just barely.
Love the power of humming.
Oh, I forgot to do that. So that would be 13 and 3.
For the love of the power of humming, somehow making you deal more damage.
It's magic. But yeah, she heard him, yay! And Milana continues to claw with those sharp owl's talons.
Bird up.
Not S, D. This time only doing 1 damage. Unfortunately. Even though she raked both times. Turns out there's only so much damage you can do when you're clawing at someone's face. Tonatua.
Hopefully not interrupted this time. I will acid slash the Finnith.
That will certainly touch it. Taravu.
I will pull out that other dagger and try and strike it.
Okay.
After maintaining my dance. Or maintaining my sing.
So you continue to sing and dance and twirl around and toss that little dagger.
Which I miss.
You do miss. It says, okay, boy, you've got this. Rah! As he steps forward and attacks. And misses. Finnith will look at the bird and go and swing his sword around, and toss it to the other arm, but completely fail to distract the bird. But 19 does hit it. For minimum damage.
These mid-damage rolls.
Milana just kind of grabs the blade in her teeth, blood dripping down her beak. Azita continues, get away from my owl! Milana's like, hoot hoot. Shut up, Mom. I got this. Apparently not as much as I did before, but at least some.
Mom!
Don't do him.
Continue with the acidity.
At some point, someone's going to deal more than 1 damage, and it's not today.
I'll take a 5-foot shift. I will not be maintaining my damn thing this time. And I will attack him with my one of my star knives at close range.
Cool.
This counts as flanking, right? With
It
business.
does. It does indeed. That will hit.
Min damage.
And he falls to the ground. Finally fell because someone finally dealt more than 1 damage.
I also move to retrieve both the daggers and the star knife that I threw.
Okay. You obtain them.
I was about to say something, and then I ended up doing that.
And
I'm just supposed to be the tired one here.
Sans just stops and pants. Are they dead? Are they dead? Are there any more?
Looks like it.
Why are you so worried?
Looks like it.
Thank God. We are triumphant.
I seem very nervous fighting them.
Nonsense, it's just caution. Alertness. Yes, alertness. You wouldn't know anything about it, you stinking actor.
You left a wizard unguarded.
How was I to know that they could meld out from the stone? Be alert, there may be more of them. They may come out of the ground as these did.
Well, until then, we should remain... Well, I'm going to take a look at this guy's stuff.
So these two...
As I check Brandbach.
Brandbach is completely naked, wielding only a single broken short sword.
Mm-hmm. And what about Finn?
Same situation.
Nothing good.
Take another peek back into their room now that they're gone.
So there's various chests and bunks, mostly covered with cobwebs. A few have been cleared off. 3 in particular have been cleared off. You can see that they are these 3. I'll put shitty little check marks on them. They look kind of like directions. I'm so sorry.
Hey, DeSands, you might be happy. There's a bunch of chests in here.
Yeah, there are chests in there. DeSands squeezes through. DeSands is going to need to make a dexterity check. So that's going to be... DeSands is stuck. DeSands gets halfway in and is like, I'm stuck.
I've fallen through.
So you kind of have 3 choices. You can try and brute strength pull him through, or you could try to push him back, or you could try to pull the door open a little bit further.
Pull the door open a little bit further.
Alrighty then. So as you do, 2 things will happen. 1, the little stick is going to fall because it's not being pinned up. And number 2, fire will burst out from both sides. You and Desans may make reflex saves. And Desans...
Can I choose to shield Desans?
Nope, not from that position. So Desans will take the full 2 damage. You'll take half.
I'll take none. I am resistant to fire.
Okay. You may make one more reflex save to either pull Desans through or to jump out, because the door is going to start rolling shut.
Okay. Can I assist in pulling the Sans out?
Desans has tumbled out on your side. Turvu needs to make a leap unless Turvu wants to be on that side of the door when it rolls shut.
I will attempt to leap through before it shuts.
Okay. Wait, no, Turvu, you made your save. You can actually open the door the rest of the way. I'm sorry.
Ah, okay.
So the door is now open. But as soon as you let go of it, it starts to kind of roll shut.
Can I move the stick into position?
You can. Until you lodge the stick into position, it actually casts like daylight over the 2 rooms. But when you get it back into position, that light gets dimmed out by the door.
Man, that thing is bright.
But yeah, you may pass through that door freely now.
How bright? Is it brighter than my candle?
Yes. It casts light like it was daylight.
Okay then.
You can see through here that there are a couple of rough-hewn sort of passages carved that go out to the south and to the east.
Turbo will check the 3 chests by the beds that look the most neat, so probably the most used.
Okay. So, chest number 1. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
My generator's not ready. My generator's being a little whiny bitch. Okay. Chest number 1 has within it a curled up rope ladder, a small cask of tobacco marked with that runic Gnomish J, and a box almost full of candles with 1 candle missing. There are 119 candles within the box.
119?
Yeah. Yep. Box number 2, then, yes?
Oh, yay, more candles.
In fact, you think that might be the box that the candle you have now came from.
Yeah.
So, box number 2 has within it a half-drunk bottle of wine, 2 chisels, a bunch of firewood, some of which has been carved into crude little shapes and badly carved sort of dungeon creatures, a sack of rotten wheat, and a tiny box with 17 little lead beads in it. Beads, not bees.
No, please.
So it's a little box with 17 little lead beads.
Do any of them, do the beads count, do the beads detect as magic?
They do not. Do you look underneath the beads?
Yeah.
Underneath the beads, there is a small vial of clear liquid. It did not detect as magical until he pulled it out from within the lead beads, because lead blocks detect magic.
Huh.
And once you pulled it out, it detected as a conjuration spell.
Pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Who cares though?
I will spellcraft it.
It is a potion of stabilize.
Cool. You can automatically prevent someone from dying.
So do you want to keep that, or should I hold on to it?
Well, you should hold on to it, because if you're down, I can cure light wounds you, unless I don't have it. If I'm down, there's no way for you guys to stop me from dying.
So, the third box. The third box has a bundle of papers that seem to be torn out of some sort of book that are stuffed inside of an empty bottle. There's also a pitchfork, a sickle, and a wooden drum. The papers inside the bottle do detect as magic.
I did not prepare read magic, so I will have to spellcraft them.
Okay, they are an illusion, a conjuration, and a transmutation.
Illusion.
That is a scroll of fairy fire.
You said conjuration, right?
Yes. It's cure light wounds.
Yay!
I'll give that to Trevor.
To who?
Teru?
Okay.
Yep.
And then there's a transmutation scroll. That is a scroll of magic weapon. See, the dice may hate you, but the random treasure generator loves you.
Yay.
It doesn't love me being able to cast them.
If I don't use them, I can use them as... I could probably sell them for payment.
So fairy fire and magic weapon are both for you, because I cannot cast them.
Mm-hmm. And they're both pretty useful.
Yes, they are.
I'm gonna check a fairy fire. Will.
Yeah. Especially magic weapon. You read that scroll, you touch someone's weapon, and it is magic for the next minute.
Fairy fire helps us see invisible things.
Yes, it does.
Oh.
The Sans is just looking at that going, we've got 3 scrolls in a vial. We can give one to each of us and make a nice pretty penny, huh?
If we're not forced to use it.
Well, let's not use them willy-nilly. I'm here to make a profit.
Of course, but yeah, this scroll of cure light wounds will definitely, it might come in handy.
Of course. It'll come in handy if we are not wise and cautious.
Is there anything else you see in there, Terror?
Oh, you definitely check the rest of the chest. These were the 3 that looked most lived in.
The other chests are just full of moldering clothes and things that are long since worthless.
It tells me these was like their little base camp. If we count the one we killed up top, there was 3. Take a quick peek and see how far these tunnels lead.
So this tunnel here branches off into 3. One goes down this way and turns. One kind of comes off here, and one goes off this way. The one that heads off to the east seems to curve upwards.
Peek over here.
That one, you peek in, and you see it continue all the way out to the length of your vision and beyond in a straight line, in a pretty much straight line.
Big winding maze of tunnels.
And then, of course, there's that way that headed out the west side of the mask room.
Take a quick little peek in that direction as well.
And how did that get revealed? That should not have been revealed. You don't know about that. You have no idea.
There's another door over there.
Yes. There's another door over there, which has an image. I'll need to lose my map again to send it to you. Because that's a new rune.
I will make a linguistics. Actually, I will need to get closer to see it.
You need to get much closer to see that.
Or use that stick.
Also, as you've walked up here, while I was on the other map, you've all moved into a place and something happened before you got there. As you stepped forward, this mask stopped and turned to look at you and opened with a great friendly grin and booms out in common. Welcome to Jadalrun. Behold the wonder. And this loud musical crescendo comes up over the chittering of birds and nature throughout the room. Welcome to Jadalrun. Behold the wonder. But beware ye who seek to plunder. Traps abound and guardians peer. Beyond every portal, behind every gear.
You don't think anyone else outside of this room heard that, do you?
That's pretty loud.
That was pretty loud indeed. Should have made note of the page that the map's on so I could fetch it quickly. 4:15. Let me write that on my hidden layer here.
Maybe we should investigate Jay first.
If we can get the door open.
Just make sure to look for traps if anyone can.
The dwarf looks at Turvu and says, "Well, actor," putting quotes around the actor.
Yeah. I'm gonna check the door for traps.
Okay, are you gonna take 20?
Yeah.
Cool. So what you see here is where are you? Not there. Down here. Okay. Will you make your roll? Oh, you took a 20. What's the result when you take a 20?
Is it a perception or disabled device?
Perception.
26.
26. You see that there are magical runes carved around the outside of the gear that will trigger a sort of magical trap when forced open.
Donatium, you have some of your expertise here.
I guess I could spellcraft a rune.
You are not sure what it would do. It is not
Maybe it would help
actively
if I
magical
detect
at this
magic.
It is not actively magical at this time.
You know, I knew I should have kept green magic, but no, everyone was like, you need light.
You do.
And you're right.
It's okay. We can't all have weird eyes and see in the dark. I hope that.
As Donatium doesn't cast light and just holds the candle up to read it.
Well, if you don't know anything, I don't know how I'm going to disable it.
If you disrupt the runes properly, you'd do that. I mean, you are allowed to make a disable device check, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I just realized I've been stupidly drinking Mountain Dew all night. I'm sorry?
Anyone know how to get rid of traps?
I have some in disabled device. Not much.
You wish to attempt
Hopefully
it?
it's another fire trap.
Hopefully it is a, hopefully it's a fire.
Give me your disable device check. Unfortunately, as you rub to stop the runes, you rub the wrong runes. And a cloud of green gas issues forth from the door. You may make a reflex save. You only take half of the 5 acid damage as you manage to clam your face over your hand over your face to avoid breathing in the poisonous, corrosive gas. This is
What damage
acid.
would I take?
5 acid.
Okay. Ouch.
Oh, you alright?
Mostly I'm okay. Yeah, I'm not unconscious or anything.
Has the gas dissipated?
Yes, the gas swiftly dissipates.
That could have gone better.
Dasan says, I'm going to wait over here while you open the door.
Chicken. I say as I open the door.
It seems to be locked.
Yeah, it's locked. Maybe I could... Is there any physical lock I can see?
There's, as you look, you can see that in the very center of the rune is a sort of hexagonal shaped hole that seems to be the keyhole. It's kind of odd, but you could attempt to pick it, maybe.
What kind of check is picking the lock? Is it a disabled device as well?
Yes, it is. I think that got folded in. Yes, it has been folded into disabled device.
I'll attempt it.
As you start working on the lock, you become very swiftly aware that it is beyond your ability to pick this lock. It doesn't seem to be magical, but the mechanism is so complex that you don't think you'd ever be able to get it open.
If only we knew a locksmith.
Go the locksmith. Well, credits.
It's almost as though you have 3 different ways you could go in addition to that.
Yes. No.
I will say this is one of my favorite... I'm sorry. What?
I was going to just reply, well, I'm definitely not opening this door, and you think we should check the other ways out?
Yeah, we should.
I'm going to say this is probably my favorite dungeon in any pre-published adventure.
Before I move on, I'm going to use one of my spell slots and cast Cure Light Wounds on myself.
Okay.
Because I'm at 3 out of 10.
Desans takes a position in the rear, covering you against a Zeta, struts out in front, chest out.
Do you see anything out of the ordinary, Zeta?
She says, "There's just another one of those weird doors up there. It's got a rune on it."
Get closer so Tiny TM can read it.
So this hallway has lots of doors. With lots of runes.
Oh, bother. What does this one read?
Are they all just going to be alphabetical?
Z.
Is there 26 doors?
Do I see runes on this door?
Yes.
May I spellcraft them?
You may. Okay, so let me double check. So that is... So, at your first glance, as you look across this door, you are convinced that this will trigger some sort of deadly arcane blast. But as you look at the runes and study further, you realize that it's nonsense. In fact, if you take a moment to detect magic, you detect magic unlike the other doors. And as you detect a magic that at first glance seems to be evocation. But as you look deeper, you realize that it's an illusion magic crafted to look like an evocation. This door has been enchanted with Phantom Trap, which is an illusion spell that makes the door look as if it has been magically trapped.
So, no illusion of an actual trap will trigger if I open it.
So there's no trap. Just an illusion. And the illusion isn't even going to make the effect of a trap. It's just going to make it look like it's trapped up until the moment that you open it and nothing happens.
I will attempt to open it.
Okay. The door is locked.
Is it same hexagonal keyhole?
Yep.
One sec. I'm gonna walk back over to these masks.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna try to
as you step back to that mask, the music swells up and the song repeats.
Let me use Death Watch. See if it's actually a living thing or not.
It is neither dead nor alive. And I'm sorry, it should have detected as an illusion when you were detecting magic earlier.
Uh,
Oh, have the mask illusions?
No, just this one had an illusion aura. It had a relatively powerful illusion aura, too. I should have observed that in the block and reminded you of it.
Well, unless we have that key, we're not opening any of these doors.
I have an idea.
You may look into the doors if you like. I'm just going to reveal this entire little thing in the handouts, and then I can just tell you the letters, because at this point, I'm confident you know your Gnomish alphabet.
I'm gonna see if there's no much alphabets on these masks.
There is not. These seem to be copper masks.
Uh,
Can we move the copper masks?
Have you tried?
I would like to try.
Sure. You take a copper mask, it is easily taken off of the wall because it's just hanging on it like a painting would.
Is there anything inside the mask?
Nope. The masks have eye holes and mouth holes. This mask here, when you step close to it, it begins to sing. And when you carry it with you, whenever a new creature comes within 10 feet, it also begins to sing again. The same song.
I'm gonna just put it in this corner right over here.
So you took that one to there. Okay.
Well, we should just check out the tunnels.
If Tonatium gets close enough to a door to look at it, I will mark it with the alphabet symbol.
Okay. Might as well go down this way.
Okay. There's no door there. The next door is a little further down. Zeta points to it. And this one is another J.
Does it have the hexagonal lock?
It does. She says that there are apparently two right down there. Unfortunately, something is going to happen sooner than that. You may make a perception check as you walk down this hallway. Come on, where's the first one of these? Okay. So, does Zeta see it? No. Does Miana see it? No. So, oh God.
Oh no.
You step, and as you step, the lid of this trap hinges open, and you begin to fall. You may make a reflex save.
Okay.
So Tonatium and Milana manage to jump back as it opens. but Zeta falls in, and we need to go into initiative. And then, so that's Miana. That is Zeta. And this is Desans. Desaz has that. So we've got you up front, followed by Desans, Zeta, Milana, and Turvu down at the end. But first, Zeta falls into this pit, landing prone and taking not that much, 4 damage. Zeta's not looking terribly good as she falls onto the pit. The pit, which should also be an initiative. For reasons.
You did remember to grab the rope, right? From earlier?
Yeah, I have the curled up rope ladder.
In that case...
Donatium.
Oh dear. How deep is the pit?
The pit seems to be 10 feet deep. And the bottom seems to be made out of wood. Flat, smooth wood. 5, 4, 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. What? Never mind. Oh, shoot. I do not have the rope on me currently.
Nope, you do not. You only have a couple more seconds.
Shoot. I'm just gonna have to wait till Trevor gets here with the rope.
Desans has no clue what's going on. It's just like, I wonder if they're okay.
Hey, I need help. She fell.
Who fell?
There's a hole.
Zeta will, as a move action, stand up. And she'll say, the floor's wobbly and... Why are the walls covered in spikes? And she will attempt to climb out. And she will not manage to get up.
Oh no.
Miana, flutters about. Hoo. The trap slams shut. You can no longer see it. It's state hidden. There it is. Not visible right now. Turvu.
I will,
Oh shit.
So from Turvu's perspective, this is the perfectly normal, smooth floor, and Zeta's just gone.
What happened?
Zeta fell through this hole and then it just closed. We need to force it open again.
Also, you hear Zeta go, "Ah!" from beneath the floor. Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll hold you and you step on it.
I guess I'll take a step onto it.
Okay. Donatium, make your reflex save. Or Turvu, make your reflex save with an assistance as it... well, actually, let me review what happens if you step on it while it's active. Okay, that's what happens. Cool. Turvu, how much do you weigh?
I never figured that out.
We need to figure that out right now. Because that matters.
Let's see, tieflings have an average weight of around the same as a human. Each roll of a human's weight.
Okay. Unless you have a specific weight you want to be. I'm not going to force you to be any
That's a
particular
good
weight.
way.
Okay. I assume you have the table open so I don't have to hunt for it?
I'm hunting for it now myself.
Okay.
I'm on the thing, so that's good. Humans weigh 120 pounds plus 2d10 times 5. Right.
I should calculate my weight while I'm.
Times 5 is 15, so I weigh 135 pounds.
Okay. That is enough to... That is not enough to force it open during its cycle. So you step on the trap and nothing happens. Tonatium.
Even with my equipment?
How much does your equipment weigh?
Quite a bit.
I need a number.
My four star knives will weigh 12 pounds. My outfit was 5.
I need a
My
total
artisan
weight.
tools also weigh 5.
I need a
calculating now.
total weight.
Calculator out. Over 30 pounds, at least.
Okay. Is it going to be much more than that?
Might be. My phone's being stupid.
Is it going to be more than 150 pounds?
With my combined weight, it'll add up to over 150 pounds.
No, will your additional equipment be that?
Oh. No, not that much.
Okay, Tonatium, nothing happens.
Okay, I weigh 180 pounds and I will. Oh yeah, the rope. I'll delay after this as well. I grab. No, wait. Okay, how do I get the rope to him and then like?
What are you wanting to do?
I want to get the rope from Trevu so I can throw it to Diznaz while we're carrying it, so I could jump on there because I weigh 180 pounds.
Cool. Diznaz now has the rope. You are holding on to one end when you hop on. Okay.
Does it collapse?
Together, you are enough to start creaking the thing open. What you can see inside is presently that wooden floor is tilted up vertically. Zeta is pinned up against the wall, skewered with spikes, and gears are visible on the far side. Diznaz will hold the rope. Zeta will attempt a fortitude save. And will lose one more hit point, falling closer to death. Get out of here, bug. Milana. Kind of worthless. As you hang here, clinging to the rope, watching, the floor comes back upwards again and lands flat. Zeta falls down, prone upon the ground, bleeding. Turvu.
I will hop down and cast Cure Light Wounds on her.
Okay, so you're now standing on the wooden floor of the trap, curing Zeta.
Yep.
Okay. She is still unconscious. But she is stable now. Tonatium.
Oh man, you're gonna just drop down there and make me use this, aren't you? How does this work again?
How does what work again?
I was thinking about using Anthaul and picking them both up.
Yeah. It triples your carrying capacity.
It would be a standard action to cast it, a move action to go down, a move action to pick each one up, and a move action to come up. So it would take you 2 rounds to do that.
Let's see, I have a strength of 11. What's my carrying capacity with that? Light load is 114 pounds or less. Medium load. Heavy load.
Are you going to attempt this, knowing it will take you at least 2 rounds? And the sound of the gears are still churning?
Could I try to pick up Zeta from the rope?
Zeta is not currently on the rope. Turvu is.
No, but I thought you said Turbo was carrying her.
No, Turvu cast Cure Light Wounds. No one mentioned anything about someone picking anyone up.
Okay, so I'll just... I will attempt to carry Zeta with my 11th strength.
So you're going to hop down there and grab Zeta?
With the rope on, yes.
Okay. Diznaz is going to go and start pulling, I guess. He has barely enough strength to haul you up. So he's going to be able to get you to, let's say, halfway up. Zeta is stable.
She's stabilized.
Miana continues being useless. So you're no longer on the floor, but the floor starts tilting the other direction to try to slam you into the spikes on the far wall. Tonatium, you may make a reflex save to get out if you drop Zeta. Turvu, you may make a reflex save to get out.
Ah, fuck.
But Tonatium, you would have to use your arms to pull yourself up the rope. So if you want to do that, you have to drop Zeta.
I don't want to abandon her. Damn it. If only I could just throw her above.
5, 4.
9. I'm not leaving her behind.
Okay. Tonatium will be slammed into 1 spike. Zeta will be slammed into 3 spikes. So Tonatium will take 4 damage, and Zeta will take 10. So as it slams you in there, you hold her to you, trying to protect her, but the floor comes from behind, and you realize in horror at the last moment that she is between you and the wall, as the floor slams you into the wall, slams her in front of you, and you feel her body go limp as you're squeezed against the wall. Turvu.
I will.
You can see the gears of this trap clear and open now that it's tilted up.
Can I throw one of my daggers to stop the gears?
You may attempt to.
I will do that.
So this will actually be a disable device check.
Disable device?
It'll be rushed, so there's a -2 penalty.
Let's normal 1d20 then.
Okay. That will do it. The machine cranks and squeaks and squeals and then stops. The wall up, pinning you against the spikes. Da, 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 da.
Oh, she's dead.
Welcome to the first potential total party kill of this campaign.
Damn it! Good place to stop.
It seems like a wonderful place to stop. Real downer place to stop.
Ugh.
Alright,
we're down to now
Zeta.
that Milan is all on her own.
I suppose at this point I should share her stats.
Half Orc Ranger. Oh my gosh, she only had 7 strength. She had a lot of intelligence, though. She was a pretty smart woman.
She should have been smarter than to try to be a ranger.
Dwarves with their armor and with a trident with a light wooden shield.
Yep. And she is now at -12 out of -9 hit points.
Damn it.
So, experience.
I thought part of me knew there was going to be a trap in these halls somewhere, but I let my guard down after the first one.
So let's see. You have 1 of that level, and then you had 2 at that level, and then you had 2 more at that level, 1 more at that level, 1 at that level, and 1 more at that level for the ad hoc, and in total you'll get 1,700 XP per person.
That's enough to level us up.
Damn it.
Most of that XP came from all of the CR1 encounters you had, but yeah. You got XP for each of the traps, you got XP for dealing with Keegan peacefully, you got XP for realizing that the bullshit trap was bullshit, you got XP for killing the silver men.
Nice.
And of course you got more XP for the monstrous Tilto pit trap.
Was that the door with the teeth it mentioned?
Who knows? So what was your favorite what was your favorite and least favorite parts of this session?
Favorite and least favorite is definitely the goddamn pit trap.
Least favorite, yeah, the pit trap sucks.
Like, I love it and I hate it. It's like that kind of...
No, at first it doesn't seem too bad. It opens, you fall down, you're on a wooden floor. Well, that's not too bad. You look up, there's spikes on all the walls. Then it shuts, and it starts slamming you back and forth against the walls. It actually only goes one way, then the other way, and then it settles down and stops. Unless you jam it open. Which you guys did. And if you jam it open, it keeps on slamming until someone stops it.
So we jammed it up, and then I stopped it, but it was a little bit too late to stop it.
Yeah, you stopped it right before it finished its normal run. The normal run would have been it stops and it lands, and you're now inside of it shut. But if you hadn't stopped it there, it would have gone flat again, and then it would have slammed back, and then it would have gone flat and then slammed back. It's a cool little trap.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, Zeta, if I have acted sooner or something.
I'm so sorry, Zeta. If only I'd re-rolled your stats.
If only you weren't a ranger.
Yeah.
If only you'd been born, I don't know, a magus. That would have been semi-decent.
I'm sorry, Zeta. If only you didn't suck.
If only your strength and dex weren't shit.
And con.
And con, but, you know.
And wisdom. All of the stats you need for a ranger are kind of shit.
Yeah. She would have made a decent wizard.
But yeah, next
I feel
time,
bad.
try to remind me about Milana, because we have a ranger's
Okay.
animal companion here.
I'll put down a reminder. Milana is now owner.
So yeah, can you see already why this is one of my favorite dungeons?
Oh no, it's gonna get worse from here, isn't it? This is not the highlight of the dungeon.
It's got all these cool little puzzles. I will say the first time you run into one of these traps is the absolute cruelest moment of the dungeon, because you're not really expecting it. From here on, oh boy, you're gonna expect it, huh?
Yes.
Unless I keep neglecting to look for traps again.
It's almost like that mask was singing a song about how everything is trapped and everything is horrible.
Oh boy, I wasn't kidding. But like, that's the thing. I knew there was a trap in the hallway, but like after the first hallway had no traps, I let my guard down.
It reminds me of a game when I was a player back in college. I was a halfling. We were doing Gestalt. I was a halfling rogue sorcerer. This is that same halfling who had 3 hit points who punched the party barbarian unconscious.
Yeah.
If I've told you that story. And I was super paranoid, and I checked every door for traps. And we went through like 5 or 10 doors, and there were no traps. And we get to the next door, and people are like, well, and I go, none of the doors have been trapped. What do you think's going to happen? They're not trapped in the doors. I open the door and get electrocuted.
I mean, at least if that happened to us, I was the one opening the door, wouldn't have done shit. But this was spikes.
I know.
I'm not immune to spikes.
For a moment, I was absolutely terrified because you jumped down there. I was like, wait, what? Shit. And fortunately, Tonatua had mentioned that he tied the rope to you. Because otherwise, Turvu would have been stuck down there in the meat grinder too. That probably would not have ended pretty.
Nope.
I am not good at climbing.
Did Mummy's Mask not taught me anything about trap-filled dungeons?
It's a good thing I actually have perception on this character. Now I can look for traps.
Yay!
You remember a kid, like I kept running into traps in Mummy Mask because I keep forgetting to look for them.
Look on the bright side, Antonio. When we go to rest, he can level up.
Yeah.
And then someone else is gonna fall in a fucking trap.
I can finally get my ability to actually juggle.
You guys broke that trap open. So like, that trap is just like there and open and visible and permanently broken with like the wooden thing in there.
Yeah, a little dagger and the gears.
Yeah.
It was one of the daggers that I got from the guy.
Y'all broke that up pretty solidly. In fact, I'm gonna draw a little line here because it's not going to be on the hidden layer. It's going to be on the token layer to illustrate where the tilted up floor is. Can you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So, now it's only a little 5-foot hop and a balance check, and then another 5-foot hop instead of a 10-foot leap to get across that.
We're using one of those beds as a makeshift fridge.
Lots of things. Lots of ideas.
That was pretty awesome. I tried to go down there myself and try to save her, and it just didn't work out.
I was so afraid because it can deal up to Excuse me, that's not right. You can deal up to 16 damage per hit. And what's your starting hit points?
And I did consider, like, leaving her there, but I was thinking, no, Tonatia wouldn't just leave someone behind like that.
No, it was a clever thing. I was halfway ready for her to get the low damage and you to get your dead damage, and we're like, yep, Tonatiuh, you grab her, you spin her around to protect her, and you're dead now. But she's not. But nope.
Yeah, that could have gone. Yeah, it's like that entropy experiment thingy.
Well, yeah. So,
If I had been the one, I probably would have survived.
what should I call session 2?
First death.
Pit stop. Call it the pit stop.
The pit stop.
There we go. Gnomish pit stop. Brilliant. I'm gonna stop the stream now. Peace and thanks for watching.